I hated beets as a child, I really did. But this recipe is one of the dishes that converted me from a beet hater to a beet lover. So, it's really a simple soup, and it's where nutritious meets delicious. It's very simple. It's made of beets and canned tomatoes, and it's full of folate, lycopene, fiber. I mean, you name it. But the main factor is that it's absolutely yummy. So I'm just going to show you, talk to you a little bit about the beets today before we go to the stove. So as you can see, the beets here, they've got their beautiful greens on there. Now, a lot of people throw these away. Don't. These are easy to cook like spinach, and they have as much or even more nutrition than the actual beets themselves. So I'm just going to show you how to handle them. Now, you don't need to peel these beets at all for this soup, which is the other great thing. So what you need to do is just cut the tops off from the bottom, and these guys here. And then, we just need to, these are quite small, so we're just going to cut them into quarters like so. Actually, I'm going to cut them a little bit further because I want them to cook quickly. There we go. Okay, just quickly do them all. Now the beets, the greens that we have here, you can just wrap them up into damp kitchen paper towel, sorry, that's my British coming out, and leave them in the fridge. But like I said, just cook them like spinach. Okay, that's it. So let's go to the stove. Right, as you can see, the ingredients, as we said before, are really simple. So this is grapeseed oil that I'm putting in here. You can use canola oil if you like, or another flavorless oil. I'm putting the heat up to high. Now when the oil is hot, which it will be when it's kind of shimmering, I'm going to put in the cumin seeds. Now these are whole cumin seeds, and we're just going to let them sizzle for about 30 seconds, not even, just so they take a little bit of color. We don't want them to burn. Okay, so you can see these are sizzling now a little bit, and you can smell them. It's a really delicious toasty smell. Now once these start, we're going to put in some garlic, which has just been sliced. Now when you are using garlic in this way, this is to flavor the oil. You always want it to be cut into biggish pieces, into slices. If you put in minced garlic into this, it will burn. You can see these are just going along nicely now. As soon as they start to take a little bit of color, I'm going to put in the onion, which we've chopped. It can be, you know, this is quite fine, it doesn't have to be so fine because the soup's going to end up being blended anyway. Now I'm keeping it moving because if I leave it all in one place, that garlic is likely to burn. It's just starting to take color now, the smaller pieces. Can you see how the smaller pieces are going much quicker than the bigger pieces? So that's why it's important to not make them too tiny. So this looks about right now. See, the garlic's taken on a nice golden color where it's hit the oil. And I'm going to put in the onion. Now I'm going to put a little bit of salt in here to pull out some of the water from the onion. Now just as the onions start to go a little bit transparent, which they're going to quite quickly because the heat is medium-high, I'm going to put in the beets. I'm going to put in a little bit of flour and some cayenne pepper. The cayenne is going to give it a kick. This is a point where you should always put in ground spices into a dish, not like we did with the whole spices at the beginning. And if you don't have whole cumin, this is when you put it in with the cayenne and the flour. Now the flour is sticking a little bit to the bottom, and this is going to add a toastiness and thickness to the sauce. Now the next thing that's going in there is the canned tomato. You can see how that little, just that tiny bit of flour has made this go almost saucy. Just going to let that come to the boil and put in some water. And that is it. As you can see, it couldn't be much easier. So all we have to do now is bring it to the boil, put the lid on, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes until the beets are tender. Okay, so this has been cooking away, and let's have a look, see how it is. Oh my God. You can see how the color of the beets has taken over the tomato, and what a gorgeous, beautiful color it is now. Like jewels, I always think, this thing. Okay, we're going to blend this now. Now, with hot liquids, just always remember not to fill the bars of the blender up too much, because it'll blow the top off. So I'm going to put about half full. Looks gorgeous. Color of that. Okay, now this is it's all pureed. Just heat it through till it just starts to boil, or you can let it chill and have it cold like a spicy borscht. But this is really a beautiful soup. You can add a little bit more stock or water to it if you want to thin it out. It doesn't really need it to my mind. Visit our website, cookforyourlife.org, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest.